One of the most intriguing wide receivers in the league is Las Vegas Raiders wideout Hunter Renfrow. After having somewhat of a breakout year in 2021, it's becoming more and more clear that it's no mistake, he is a legit talent in the NFL. And he's proven it over his first 3 years in the league to be much more valuable than his 5th round draft pick status would indicate. But we have a new question. Is he elite? Where does he and where should we view him in comparison to other receivers in the league? What is he best at? Where is his game limited? Is he one of the best slot receivers in the entire NFL? And is Davante Adams joining the team going to help or hurt his numbers? Well, we're going to answer all of this and more in today's video. We have some plays to break down so we can get a full picture of who Renfrow is and where he should be viewed in the league. There's obviously a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. And before we look at Renfrow's game as a whole, we can dissect it piece by piece because Hunter Renfrow has elite traits as a slot receiver. Like how amongst qualified receivers, he was in the 95th percentile in terms of separation, which may seem very surprising to you if you quickly Google what his 40 time is and see a number closing in on 4.6. So how does it create this separation? And mind you, he does this against man and zone coverages alike. How does a 5'10", 185-pound guy consistently move the chains like clockwork with his incredibly impressive 51 first downs in 2021 and also have so much success in the red zone when the field shrinks to go on to have 9 touchdowns? Is it because he's a hard-working, gritty, lunch pail holding, crafty, coach's son kind of guy? No, it's because he has, in my opinion, the best and the fastest change in direction we have when it comes to receivers. He doesn't have the track speed to take the top off the defense regularly, but the way he manipulates his speed, his burst, and his change of direction to lose people in man coverage and also throw off zone defenders is second to very few, if any. And his football IQ and understanding of coverages combined with his connection with Derek Carr is how he was able to have an incredibly high catch percentage, having 103 receptions on only 128 targets, and also catching 97% of balls that were deemed catchable. But his ability to manipulate speed and otherworldly change of direction leads to him having these Looney Tunes-ass routes that people run in everyday normal one-on-ones, and DBs get so mad when receivers run routes like these. They say, there's no way the quarterback has enough time for you to do all that BS in the route. Well, Renfrow has been able to consistently run these kinds of routes with a lot of success, and he's earned the trust from Raiders coaches and with Derek Carr to not have to run these robot-like routes. They give him an end destination, they give him the freedom to do whatever he needs to get to that spot in a certain amount of time. But let's stop talking about where he's elite and what he does. Let's get into some examples. And before we get into some of the regular routes, I want to show you guys the Looney Tunes routes I'm talking about and how quickly he's able to pull these off. And for the life of me, I just don't know what to call these because it simply doesn't exist on the route tree. It starts as like a speed out from the slot, and then he's going to reverse pivot to the inside to fake some sort of return or China route. And then he's going to go back up for like a delayed wheel and then pivot the other way into another return or slant, but he squares off to it. It's just mind-boggling how fast he's able to change his direction. I just want to know what the Raiders called on this play, if they just called a return and he freelanced this. But if we look at this in the structure of their offense, and you're going to see at the top half of the screen Hunter Renfrow in the slot. Sure, Derek Carr has to evade one guy, but how quickly he's able to pull this off and then get into the end zone for a touchdown is just simply remarkable. And if you're able to do this consistently, and if Derek Carr can get 3 seconds to throw a ball and he can do this fake speed out, return, pivot, return slant route, whatever this is, it's just insane. And this is how Hunter Renfrow creates so much separation in man coverage. And this is what separates a good route runner from a great route runner to a Hunter Renfrow. Because good route runners will make you guess. They'll be going straight at you and have no idea which way you're going. But what Hunter Renfrow does is the intricate details, the nuances. He makes you guess the wrong way. And in the matter of just a few steps, he can have you completely turned around, and now Derek Carr is just throwing on air. And this is when it's condensed, when you don't have that much time to throw, and he's able to do this in a 2.5 second span and practically create a walk-in touchdown for his team. And this is how he makes up for not having elite speed. So just picture around the goal line, you have Josh Jacobs in the backfield, you have Hunter Renfrow, you have Devontae Adams, and then you have a 6'5", 6'6" target in Darren Waller in the red zone that Derek Carr can throw it to. I mean, this just doesn't get much easier than this. And this whole video isn't going to be just picking on Charvarius Ward, but Hunter Renfrow has mastered the ability to use his feet and change direction. And that same guy that we saw holding grapes earlier in a picture is making grown NFL men fall to their knees like he does here, again to Charvarius Ward. This is going to be a great matchup to watch inside the division. And it's not just in man coverage either. If you're wondering how he beats zone coverages by doing the same thing and manipulating zones, we can see the first guy that's going to be lined up over him. He's going to take a hop step, immediately make a miss, but that guy just passes on the linebacker, so it's no big deal. He's going to make his way upfield, and as soon as the linebacker gets his hands on him and he's going to start pushing him vertically up to the safety and he's going to carry on, he's able to plant his foot, reverse pivot out, and create ample separation to just get an easy pitch and catch throw for Derek Carr. So with his footwork, with his change of speed, he's able to do this in man coverage and zone coverage and get wide open. And this is why he was able to move the chains so effectively on third down and in a lot of man coverage zone situations in the red zone. And he's not the complete elite receiver. He's not getting 50-50 jump balls. He's not stretching the field vertically. But if he can do this better than anyone else in the NFL can with the change of direction against the league's best athletes, this definitely counts for something, and this is exactly why I'm saying he has elite traits at the slot receiver position, and this is why he's going to be so vital to the Raiders' success for years to come. And I hinted at this earlier, and this picture right here couldn't be any better because we have Hunter Renfrow and Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson, some of the best speed that we've seen in NFL history. Hunter Renfrow doesn't have elite speed, but how do you combat not having elite speed? You have to change it up. You have to be able to go to first gear, lull your defender to sleep, and then throw it into your sixth gear whenever you can. And the more and more games he plays, the more I saw the Raiders start to use his ability, and they started being able to do creative things like this pre-snap, where they get a read of man coverage before the ball, they see the guy following him over. When he comes back across, they have to switch back to zone because that guy is so far out of position. If you can make the defense switch last second and have to communicate, they get exactly the look they want. They get Hunter Renfrow one-on-one on the outside. All he has to do is make one guy miss. Super advantageous spot for Hunter Renfrow, and he's able to do that and pick up another first down. And this is why we just can't be combine warriors looking at the numbers and taking these guys in the first round. When you see a guy that has production and they have football speed and they can consistently get open, and we saw him do this at the highest level at Clemson against the best defenders in the college football, he was able to replicate this, if not get better at the NFL level. And just how the Raiders started to begin to build trust with him, he also has this amazing connection with Derek Carr. Derek Carr, a very high football IQ guy, and this is why Hunter Renfrow is perfect and why I think Devontae Adams is going to have so much success on this team. Because Mike Hilton, number 21 on the Bengals, is lined up right over Hunter Renfrow right now. But as we watch the Bengals drop into coverage, they're going to do some exotic stuff right here. But whatever route Hunter Renfrow is on right now, let's watch how this develops. As he comes off the ball, he sees nobody in front of him. So what is he going to do? How long does it take him? 2 steps and his eyes are locked on Derek Carr. What route he had, he could have had a seam, a slant, an over, a drag, anything. All of that goes out the window if you have high football IQ. Derek Carr sees the space vacated immediately. Hunter Renfrow sees it immediately. And this is why they were able to do this so well and begin to trust each other and just have the same mind as soon as the second snap of the route, as soon as space vacates. And this is just another example of their unspoken connection and them sharing the same mind. On this play, number 7, Zay Jones is going to go on the flats, and Hunter Renfrow is going to set a rub route or a pick, whatever side of the ball you play on. But his intention is to get in the way. But for whatever reason, Derek Carr doesn't like this look. But Hunter Renfrow feels the DB leaning on him heavily as the DB starts to sniff out what play is actually going on. So getting off his rub route, Hunter Renfrow realizes this, is able to swim, move, chop, use the defense's leverage to get him as he knows he's coming downfield hard, take it up the field, find open space, and get in there for a touchdown. And before we wrap things up, the last play I need to show you is a bonus clip. Is probably one of the coolest plays from the 2021 season. Hunter Renfrow is playing punt returner right now. Raiders don't have a gunner on the left side of the ball. Chargers realize this. They want to throw it, pick up an easy first down, and boom! Absolutely hit sticks them short of the line of game. Raiders ball, one of the coolest plays I've seen Hunter Renfrow make in his career. So after seeing this, can we finally answer the question if he's elite or not? Where does he rank in terms of wide receivers in the NFL? Calling him elite to me means he's in the Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, D-Hop stratosphere of players. And I don't think he's there because these guys are elite at everything. Route running, short and long speed, size, yak, run blocking, jump balls, can play inside or outside on both sides, and you can plug and play these guys and have immense success on all 32 teams in the NFL. So I don't think Renfrow is that underrated where he needs to be ranked all the way up there. But we talked about it in the film, and we saw with our eyes that he has elite traits, and that's more than you can say about a lot of guys that are currently listed or viewed as being better than him. He is going to play a very specific role on a team. He's going to work in the middle of the field. He's going to win his matchups. And on this Raiders offense, he's going to have favorable ones, especially now. He's going to be incredible on third and short to medium plays in the red zone and always making the right choice on option routes. But do we agree with PFF's top 25 receiver list from 2021 that has him not on it? Absolutely not. He was an integral part of the Raiders' success last season, and there's no doubt if the Raiders want to win the AFC West and make any noise in the playoffs, this guy Hunter Renfrow is going to have to be a big part of it. And to throw out some names to give a sense of who I would take Renfrow over that might be very controversial, if I'm building a team and looking at guys that are ranked above him, I'm going to take Hunter Renfrow over guys like Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, Allen Robinson, and maybe even go as far as someone like T. Higgins, former teammates of Renfrow at Clemson that everyone, including me, is very high on. And all of these guys currently are listed above him on PFF's rankings. And there's more players on this list that I would take Renfrow over too if I knew more factors like what the offensive structure looked like, who is the quarterback, and who are the other wide receivers on the roster. But I think what he does for this team is very special, and it isn't something you can replicate or replace easily. And I think Hunter Renfrow, even with his newfound credit in the eyes of NFL fans, is still very underrated of what he's actually capable of doing. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Make sure to comment down below what you think. And make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. Thank you guys so much for checking out the channel. But that's going to be it for me today. But as always, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace!